Hi, good night. Um, so I'm not looking any subscribe, I'm not looking any likes. I'm just here to share a little bit of my story because I have never got the chance to write my story in a book or anything like that, and person might see me and they might oh no, and they might think, sorry about that, and they might think, hey, yeah, no, why is this giving me problem? But I am going to fix this. So sorry about that. So they might think that Fabian is always looking happy, he's always singing, he's always smiling. He don't have any problems in this world. So I'm just sharing a little bit of my experience growing up as a child, now as an adult. So I started as far as I can remember. So I remember that my mother was living a life of a single mother and sometimes not a single mother. The reason why I say that is because my mother have 5 kids, and the oldest out of the 5, I've never met that child before until I was like in my teenage years, probably about 15 years old. So one day I was like, or one evening, I was watching the news and this part came over the news that this young lady went to her ex-boyfriend in our community, our ex-baby father, and he got upset with her, didn't want to give her any child maintenance, and he stabbed her and she died right on the spot holding her baby in her hand. I didn't know that it was my sister until probably about a year after, a couple months after. That's when I found out that it was my sister. So I had no idea that it was my sister. So that's the first child. My second sibling is for my mom, is my brother. When he was younger, probably around the same age, around 14 or 15, some gentleman inside of the community that I'm from, well known man, they told some lie on my brother that he went and he took some stuff from over that man's home, and my mother didn't try to find out if it's true or it's lie or if it's some other young guys did it or what. She just jumped on the case and abused my brother both physically and mentally and verbally, and he ran away and he never came home. My sister, the I follow, she's the third child, and she got raped by my stepfather. and I didn't know that my sister got raped by my stepfather until my mother was a domestic helper, and I think she still is a domestic helper. So she went to work and she took me with her because it was nearby in the community, and I went with her. And I remember she was doing some washing and she asked me to go by the house and look if my sister's okay. So I said, yes, mommy, and I run up by the home, and I can remember I am there in the yard, and I went to the door and I was knocking, and when I knocked I noticed that my sister wasn't coming to open the door for me. So across the street, there's a shop there, and the shopkeeper recognized that I was knocking on the door and there was no one coming out. So he took up a hammer and he ran straight over by where I'm at, and he knocked on the door, and my sister wasn't responding, and he took the hammer and he knocked off the door, and we went inside. And when we went inside, I saw my sister hanging herself in the roof, and she had this cloth belt around her neck and she was hanging, and I saw foam was coming out of her mouth, and it was so dramatic and traumatizing that I've never seen someone hanging themselves before. And I saw the foam coming out of her mouth, and so somehow my mother came because I didn't went back to her. She found herself up there and she was all dramatic and asking my sister why she trying to kill herself and whatever. And my sister was furious with my mother because a couple years down the road I found out that my mother was telling her that she wanted to take her man. I had no idea. So my sister tried to push a fork down her throat in front of me. So she was removed by the cops or the police, and because police came on the scene, and she was brought to a place of safety for girls. So I am the fourth child for my mom. So I was getting very rebellious because I was hurting. Seeing my sister, seeing my brother. So I was hurting. And it's not like I was getting any love from my mother, like my mother would hold me or kiss me or tell me that I love you, my son. And I went to her. Sorry. Oh God, I was in primary school or probably in the rest of the world, secondary school or kindergarten or whatever it's translated as. So I was going to school and I saw how kids would be happy and they would have stuff that I don't have, and it bothers me. It bothers me to know that kids probably have a television or they have a fridge or whatever, and those stuff bothers me. But that wasn't it. So I was rebellious and I wasn't going to school when she told me to go to school some of the time, and because I just started high school, and my mother wasn't the type of mom I could like talk to. I was like lonely as a child. But way back before I started high school, I got molested, and I couldn't like go to my mother and told her about it. My mom treated me very bad. She used to like lock me outside to sleep. When I was like there, she like, because it was one room and I was kind of getting a little bit big as a teenager. She like, and my sister was born, the one that followed me, she's the last child out of the 5, and when my sister got raped, my last sister, which follows me, was still inside my mother's womb. And sorry about the picking her finger, but so there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about, but I can't just do it in one video. But boiling down is that my mother threw me out. And I started to live on the street, where I got molested a second time. There are many deep wounds that I have gotten over the years that many persons don't really know because I don't talk about it. And I don't know what inspired me tonight to share even a little my story. But I just want to say to someone out there that no matter what hell you are going through, you can make it through. No matter what storm clouds you may rock your ship, you can rise above the odds, because you were born for a specific reason, a specific purpose, and you are the greatness of the earth. So don't give up hope. I'm not going to give up hope either. Sometimes I feel like to throw in the towel. Sometimes I go to work and I will give my best, but giving my best is like an inspiration. But most persons don't understand. Although I'm giving my best, I am like deeply wounded, trying to heal over the years. I've come a far way though. I didn't get to finish my education or finish high school, or you call it tertiary. I didn't get to finish. So I self-taught myself to read properly. And I taught myself to write. So I didn't get any diploma or high school diploma or college diploma or any degree. I don't have any degrees or anything like that. But I fight very hard to survive. There are days I don't have anything to eat. There are times where life seems like hopeless. But never give up hope. Never give up. There's going to be days you feel like you want to throw in the towel, but never give up. You are the blessed of this earth. Whoever you are watching this, don't give up. You can fight. You can fight. You can fight because you have the strength. You have the will to fight. You can fight. Never give up hope. And sometimes you don't have to hope. You just have to do it. Don't hope on it. Just do it. Make that start. Make that change. Make that change. Thank you.